Alright, they didn't have your exact. Make sure my volume's working. They did not have your exact motherboard. So I'm going to put a Tomahawk in here, which is 150. Might be a little bit more expensive, but this is just to give you an idea of what your PC is going to look like, because the other MSI boards were a little bit shorter, and I know they are updating. They are updating the parts department, or the parts. So let's put your processor in. So your processor is, you're going for the 50 AMD Ryzen 5 3600, 27. Here it is. AMD 5. Yep, 6-core processor. Here's your processor. And let's put some paste on that. What are the tools? Some paste. And we can close that now. Alright, install. Alright. Got that down. Now you're going with this. You're going with the 16 gigabytes. Get that, whoop, wrong one. You are going with the 16 gigabyte. And your memory, it's always best to check, but basically most of the time your memory, your RAM always goes in the second and the fourth slot. Alright, so we're going for Team Force. Memory, let's go with Team Force. Team TTTT. Let's see if they got your exact one. Team 4 Vulcan. Team Force Group. Team 4, and that's, what is it? DDR4 3000. Dark red. They don't have your exact, but we can go to the 16, what is it? Dark red 16 gigs, DDR4. So we're gonna go for the 8 to 16 gig. We need 2006, 2400, 24, 3000, that's 16 gigs, one, so that would give you 32 gigs. But I'm looking for the 4 gigabyte, 8 gigabyte, 266, 4 gig, 4 gig. There it is. Pretty close to the one you're going to be getting. And plus you want to do the, whatchamacallit, you want to do the, because you're going for, I see you're going for the white case, so that's not too bad. Alright, and let's see, we can, or we could put in, let's take that out. And let's go with the, you're going for, now I don't know if you want me, I'm going to build it the way you have it. I'm going to build it the way you have it, but, actually I'm going to build it the way, you know, we're still going to put a mechanical drive in. So, storage, let's see, we want mechanical SSDs, 1 terabyte. There we go, here's 1 terabyte. Pop that baby down there. Or it doesn't matter. You put it here, put it on the bottom. Come on, get in there. Thing is being a pain in the hiney. Hello. Install 1 terabyte. There we go. I was off a little bit. Okay, so we got your terabyte in there. Like I said, I would go with the 500 SSD. Let's go SSD, the Samsung. I don't think they have the Samsungs in here yet. So you could do T-Force. Let's do the T-Force. But I guess it doesn't matter. You can do a red. They have red T-Force. So this will be for like your games and stuff. That's 960 gigabytes. I'm just looking for. Alright, let's just go with. Well, actually, yeah, I think I put down at least 2 terabyte. It's 480 gigs. Here's almost a gig. So 120, that's just way too small. Let's see, 960 gigs. You want something at least, like I said, for your games and stuff. 512, 256. Here's a terabyte. That's a gigabyte. Just seeing if there's anything higher. Let's see, 1 terabyte. Surprised they don't have anything. 1 terabyte. Everything's a terabyte. Everything is a terabyte. So we'll go Team Force just for the sake of argument. We will go. Oh, let me put this in there. Come on, get in there. All right, it won't let me do it. So we gotta click. We gotta stick it on the back here. Whoop. All right. Okay. So all right, let me go back to that. No more messing around. All right. So this should be at least 2 terabytes for your games and stuff. You got your mechanical hard drive for your files and stuff. And then we want storage, MVE, NVMe. That's 512. We can do the 512. See what else they got here. All right. So you don't have to go with gigabyte. Gigabyte's fine, but let's just go with the 512 gig. I'm gonna pop that baby in there. So you have 512. You have 2 terabytes for your games, and then you have 1 terabyte for your files and stuff. All right, let's put the I/O in. Let's see, cooling, cooling, and we're gonna go with Corsair. I always liked Corsair. Here's the 850. Here's the RG. You really don't need RGB. Of course not. You don't need RGB. Here's the H155 280 millimeter. So we're just seeing how we can. How this will go up, because it should be able to go. You know what? Remove. It would help if I took that out. All right. So install 280 millimeter. So with this case, it's basically saying we're gonna have to do a front mount. But I want to see if we can get it on the top. 240. There we go. You can do a 240 on top. That's what I like about this program. It kind of gives you an idea of what, how do you want to cool it. And it's away from the fans, which is good. So we're going to go with the Corsair. And you can see that it's not by the wires. I would probably put another fan here, but you should be okay. So let's get this going here. Let's get this bolted down. Alright. So that's bolted down. You can put another fan here. This is the Already 120, so we need another 120 fans. Let's see, power supplies, cables, case fans, and we want more D120. That's Corsair. MOR. I'm just going with what they got there. So I'm going to put that bad boy there. And this gives you an idea of how the stuff goes together as well. Alright, so we got that. So we have the cooler, we got the processor, we got the RAM, we got the storage. We got to put the graphics card in last. Now we're going to put in the power supply. And the power supply, you are going with the EVGA BR. We're just going to look for 500 watt. 500 watt. Oil Cooler Master Silverstone, for the sake of argument. Oh, and always I recommend, we're just going to put the Silverstone in, or let's see, let's just use a Corsair. Do they have any EVGA? EVGA. Oh, they do. That's 850 watt, 1000 watt, 450 watt, 950, oh, 550. Perfect. Always go with modular. Always. Always go with modular, because it just makes things so much easier, because then you only use the cables that you need. And then the last but not least is the graphics card. And you are going with, saying that you're going with the 1050i, 1080, 1060. Let's just go with the EVGA 1060 Ti. So we're going to go with that one. And we're not going to side mount. There we go. So this is basically what your computer is going to look like. Alright, so now that we've done that, now we're going to put the cables in. So now we're going to go cable. So your fan will go here, of course. Your I/O will go up here. Your main power will go down here. I wish doing cables in real life was so much easier. Your main motherboard, and then your two fans here. Actually, let me do, oh, your connectors. Pink. Your power button. Let's see. Fan will connect to that. Come on. There we go. That's your front end connector. So as you can see, I don't have this drive plugged in or this drive plugged in, because I want, just to make it easier, I want my operating system to go onto the main drive here. So if you have these two plugged in, then you have to select, but it's so much easier. Oh, we got to do the graphics card. We got to do the graphics card. So let's plug that in. Let's plug that in. Let's plug that. Let's plug this in. This is the power. And this is the motherboard. So we have everything pretty much connected except for those two drives. We could put the top back on. PC parts. We could put the front panel, dust filter, put that back on. Top panel, put that back on. Front panel filter, put that back on. Front panel, put that back on. Alright, so I still have the computer. I wish, like I said, I wish cabling was so much easier like this. So cables are connected except for these two drives, because I'm leaving them disconnected for now. So first I want to make sure that it's getting power. So it is getting power. All the fans are working. Fans are working. Fans are working. Power off. And this one actually, yeah, this one has no power cables. You don't need to plug this one in. This one just gets it right from the motherboard. All right, so now that the computer is built, we know that the things are running. Now we got to put the operating system in. So real life, you got your computer built, you have it powered off. What you're going to do is you're going to plug your Windows key in, your Windows software key in, window maker or operating system maker. Plug that in, your computer will automatically recognize it. You select the drive where you want it to install, which it's only going to install on one. So let's get the tools and software. So here is the USB drive that they give you. We're going to put that there. And as you can see, like I said, everything was working, everything was running. So now we're going to turn it on. And we should get a thing to load up. Yep, there we go. So let's add the programs. Boom. No. We're going to put everything in. No. 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 I want to install all the programs before I get there, before we do the main install. Select your wallpaper, and now we are going to start. The programs will be there now. The programs will be there now. So say if we wanted to change the wallpaper, this is actually my wallpaper that I have on my computer right now. So that's good. So I just changed that. We could change the color. Let me see, it's white, so we could make it static and make it all white. Bam. Let's see what the computer looks like now. There you go. Fans are working. Everything is working. Okay, so now what we can do is we can put the back panel on. Side panel. Oh, wait a minute, duh. Alright, so now we are going to power off. Oh, which I should have turned it off properly. Cable. Let's connect these to the power supply. Your data. Here's your power and SS data. And got that done. Okay, so now these drives are ready to roll. Let's turn this baby on. System should pop up. Actually, don't need this anymore. So doing it the proper way, right? We're going to shut down. We're going to remove this key because we don't need it. Install a side panel. We know everything is working. And now what we're going to do is we're going to crank the system up, and we're going to make sure that the RAM is set to its highest priority. So we do that. We turn on the power. We hold down delete. There's the BIOS. Let's see. RAM speed is 2400. RAM capacity. Settings. Boot device. See, we have the boot. This is your main SSD. That's your 512. This is how you set your maximum. This is how you set your maximum megahertz for your RAM. So you see the XMP. We're going to turn the XMP on, and we're going to apply RAM speed 3000. I think, yep. See, it goes back to 24. So we turn it on, and we are going to. I haven't done too much with MSI. So settings, apply changes, and restart. That is how you set your RAM speed for your computer. Go into the BIOS, turn the XMP profile on. Alright, so now we want to see what this baby can do. So we're going to install the front panel. So we got the front panel. that's all going. Okay, so first thing we're going to do, let's see what the temperature. We're going to put a load on this stuff to see what kind of temps we're getting, to make sure that the CPU is getting proper cooling. So we're at 40 minimum. It's on load. Let's see, we are at 48. There's your GPU temperature at 51, 31, 52, so that's nice and cool. And temperatures look good, 48 degrees Celsius for on your max, so that's good. So we're finished. Now let's see what your performance is going to be like. Which you have a couple programs here. What were we playing? Flight Simulator. Recommended. It's asking for a 1050 Ti. They're asking for a GTX 9080. Minimum specs. This will give you an idea of what your computer can run. Deer hunting simulator, but Flight Simulator, Grand Theft Auto 5. Recommended specs. AMD 5 6-core 3600. We haven't, or they're recommending an AMD 7, whatever. AMD Ryzen 4 CPU. CPU is good. VRAM's a little low, but we should still be okay. Graphics card, and they're asking for an R9 3090, so that's 1050 Ti. Let's see what your performance is like. So we're going to put a stress test on that. So we're at 22 FPS right now, and this is going to give us a grade of what your computer is, what your computer will be. And when you install hard drives, you go to disk management and then you set a partition, but you can always look on YouTube for videos for that. But this will kind of give you an idea of what you're dealing with. So frame rate is it's at 14 FPS. I mean, it's not a killer graphics card. The processor's pretty good. And let's see. This thing's been pretty good. This graphics tester, they call it, I guess. But we're only getting about 10 frames a second. It might be a little better with the graphics card. Like I said, I didn't put the exact graphics card that you had in, but I got your processor. I got your RAM. 2000. 2203. Alright, so now let's come over here to a computer I built over here. And this one is valued at, I got the Corsair black and red, I got the Asus ROG Strix Intel 9, which I have an i7, so I think, which one is this one? This one's a 90 Corsair RMI 50 RTX 2080. So let's see what. I just want to compare. It's a pretty beefy graphics card. RTX 2080. It's a pretty beefy graphics card, and it's an i9. But like I said, I have an i7 4700K and it works fine. 37. I forgot. I actually did a stress test on my computer and I forgot what the specs were, but it was pretty good. But for your first PC, you'll be able to do a lot. It's not going to break the bank. So we're at 76, 78, we're at 78 frames. But this is a cool little stress test that they have built in here, built into the PC Builder simulator. because it gives you an idea. Like, I've never used some of these cases. Some of these cases I never even used before, but it gives you an idea of what, what's what. But this is one of the rooms that you build the PCs in. And what are we at? We are at 70 frames. $12,000. So, $4,000 computer compared to like a computer that's probably going to cost you around $1,200 or so. But still, we'll be able to get you there. And so Corsair makes nice. They make nice. They definitely do make nice cases. So I didn't have your exact case, but this is a Corsair case, kind of set up like the one that you have. So I'm just trying to give you an idea of what your PC is going to look like. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, see you soon.